Do not for a second think that a narcissist feels guilt. They don't. They feel shame, okay? And there's a big difference. Everyone knows that there is a big difference between guilt and shame. In case you don't, keep listening because I'm going to explain the difference. Now, you normally feel guilty when you commit an act that you know is wrong. And usually that guilt sets in right away. If you're a human being, that guilt sets in right away. A narc, on the other hand, is incapable of feeling guilt. They feel shame. You want to know the difference between the two? I'll give you an example. Prime example. You go and you rob someone. Now, in most cases, you feel kind of guilty for robbing someone because you know the act was wrong. And of course, if you end up getting caught, you're going to be found guilty because, again, it is a wrongful act. But you're plastered in front of a bunch of people because you were found out and now you have to be judged. That's when humiliation sets in. That is when shame sets in. So, a narcissist will skip all of that. I feel guilty for what I've done. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have actually committed this act. And they step right into shame because not only were they caught, but they have no way of saving their ass. And of course, because you're exposing them and because you're showing the entire world what kind of person or people they are, they can't handle that. Shame is very big when it comes to narcissists. So understand something. A narcissist does not feel guilt, okay? They feel shame. They feel shame because, one, they couldn't get away with it. Two, you not only managed to catch them in the act, but you managed to actually chastise them in front of the entire world, and you've exposed them for who they really are. And you've exposed them to the point where everyone can see who they truly are. So, do you think they feel guilt? No. And if you think that for 1 second, if they come back and say, I'm sorry, I never should have done this, I never should have done that, it's not because they feel guilty. It's because they feel shame, especially if you manage to reject them or leave them in the dust. Narcissists can't handle that either. We know how they are with rejection. It's impossible to reject a narcissist, especially considering that they're so entitled. So just keep this in mind, especially people who are just now learning about narcissism and learning about all types of personality disorders. They feel no guilt. They only feel shame. And the reason they feel shame is because they feel humiliated. To feel guilt means to feel bad for committing an act that you know is wrong. To feel shame is to feel humiliated because not only did you get caught in the act, but now you have to be judged by it. They expected to get away with it, and obviously it didn't happen that way. So just remember, if the narcissist tries to come back into your life, or if they try to lure you back in or groom you, whatever the case may be, and you decide, well, we're going to bring the elephant in the room, that look on their face is not guilt, guys. It's shame, because they know that you know who they are. They know that you know what they're capable of, and they know that you are going to judge them, if you haven't already, amongst countless others. Don't mistake guilt with shame. Don't mistake shame with guilt. They're not the same thing. And if you don't believe me, look it up. It's my time, guys.